In the 5th century AD, the Venetian lagoon was a challenging place to build a city. Refugees fleeing invaders sought safety in this marshy environment. The ground was soft and unstable. It was made up of mud and clay. These conditions made traditional construction impossible. The refugees needed a way to create solid foundations. The Venetian people were innovative. They developed a unique system to overcome the challenges. Timber piles, made from strong wood, were driven deep into the soft ground. These piles acted like stilts. They reached a harder layer far below the mud. The piles were packed tightly together. This compressed the clay, creating a more stable base. On top of the timber piles, wooden planks were laid. These planks formed a platform. This platform provided a level surface for building. To further strengthen the foundation, Istrian stone was used. Istrian stone is a dense, waterproof limestone. It was brought from quarries across the Adriatic Sea. The use of timber piles and Istrian stone created a foundation that was both strong and resistant to the water. This innovative solution is a testament to the ingenuity of the early Venetians. The early buildings in Venice were simple structures. They were built from wood. Wood was readily available and easy to work with. However, wooden buildings posed a significant risk. Fire was a constant threat. In the close quarters of the city, fires could spread quickly. Over time, the Venetians transitioned to a new building material, brick. Brick offered several advantages over wood. It was more durable and fire-resistant. However, brick also presented new challenges. Brick buildings were heavier than their wooden counterparts. The weight of the bricks could cause the foundations to settle unevenly. To address this, Venetian builders developed specific techniques. They focused on creating buildings that were both strong and flexible. One technique was to limit the height of buildings. Most buildings in Venice were no more than 3 stories tall. This helped to reduce the overall weight on the foundations. Another important technique involved the use of mortar. Mortar is a mixture of cement, sand, and water. It binds bricks together. Venetian mortar was different. It was more flexible than standard mortar. This flexibility allowed buildings to move slightly with the shifting foundations. Inside the buildings, internal walls were often constructed using a crisscross pattern of wooden beams. This provided additional support and flexibility. For the heavier facades, iron rods were used as anchors. These rods helped to distribute weight and prevent cracking. The combination of these building techniques created structures that were surprisingly resilient. They could withstand the challenges of being built on water. As Venice grew, it expanded outwards. Smaller islands in the lagoon were incorporated into the city. Canals, the waterways that crisscrossed the city, became vitally important. They served as the streets of Venice. Boats became the primary mode of transportation. The canals facilitated trade and commerce. They allowed goods to be easily transported throughout the city. The canal system also played a crucial role in waste management. Waste was often disposed of directly into the canals. The natural flow of the tides helped to carry waste away from the city. Bridges were essential for connecting the islands and spanning the canals. Early bridges were simple wooden structures. As the city grew, more permanent bridges were needed. The Rialto Bridge is one of the most famous landmarks in Venice. It is a testament to the engineering skills of the Venetians. The Rialto Bridge went through several iterations before the current structure was built. The first bridge was a pontoon bridge, a temporary floating structure. This was followed by a wooden drawbridge. The current Rialto Bridge is a stone arch bridge. It was built in the late 16th century. The bridge is supported by 12,000 timber piles driven deep into the canal bed. It took over 10,000 tons of Istrian stone to construct. The Rialto Bridge stands today as a symbol of Venetian engineering and ingenuity. Living on a lagoon presented unique challenges. One of the most pressing was the lack of fresh water. Venice had no natural springs or rivers. To address this, the Venetians developed a sophisticated system for collecting and managing rainwater. Central to this system were the campi, the open squares found throughout the city. Beneath these squares were large underground cisterns. The cisterns were lined with clay to filter the water. Rainwater was collected from rooftops. It was channeled through a network of gutters and pipes. The water flowed into the cisterns where it was stored for later use. These cisterns were essential for providing fresh water to the city's inhabitants. Wells were dug to access the water stored in the cisterns. At its peak, Venice had around 600 wells. Waste management was another challenge. Venetians developed an ingenious system for dealing with waste. Solid waste was often collected and disposed of in designated areas outside the city. Liquid waste was handled differently. An intricate network of underground tunnels and canals was created. These tunnels and canals carried waste away from populated areas. The natural flow of the tides helped to flush the waste out into the lagoon. The Venetians' understanding of the lagoon's currents and tides was essential for this system to function effectively. Venice stands as a testament to human ingenuity and adaptability. The city's unique environment forced its inhabitants to develop innovative solutions to overcome significant challenges. From their remarkable foundation system to their intricate canal network and ingenious water and waste management systems, the Venetians created a city that has thrived for over 1,000 years.